beautiful Leo, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for September 2022. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details, and I will never give you a cell phone number to call. Okay, so if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay, let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Leo, this is your monthly reading for September. I'm doing this reading on the 3rd of September, so it's good right through to the 3rd of October, okay? I'm going to get all of your cards first, and then we'll connect to the energy. But this is going to be a really jam-packed month, okay? We've just had that new moon in Virgo on the 27th. So you may be feeling a little bit more productive and organized than usual, analyzing whether our lives are moving in the right direction, being really philosophical about that. And if not, it's about setting intentions and creating lists to get back on track. Also, you may be more focused on diet and exercise routines to be a healthier, better version of yourselves. They may be under review. And also, you'll be getting really clear about your finances, paying bills, really, sticking to your duties and your daily routines and just getting everything done. Now, we also have a clash between Venus, the planet of love, and that erratic and mischievous planet Uranus. Both of them are at a bit of a standoff between the sun. And sorry, they're at a bit of a standoff, but we also have the sun, the moon, and Mars acting in the same way. So life can feel a little bit intense and pressurized during this month. And, people may push your buttons, for example. Situations may become a little bit more pressurized or out of control, but things start to resolve themselves mid-month. Okay, interesting. We've got the one who prepares, formulates, and strategizes for that energy. Now also, we have Mercury Retrograde on the 9th of September. So miscommunications, misunderstandings, electrical issues, people from the past returning, it's all kicking off in the month of September. We also have that full moon in Pisces, and that brings a much calmer time, but you may feel, very serene, connected to goals and dreams, and, it's also connected in a very interesting way to the planet Uranus, that crazy planet of change. So if you're dreaming of change, then this could be the moment. But be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it and exactly the way you ask for it. I always say to people, when you're wishing, make sure you use the correct language and be very, very precise about what it is you want. Many, many years ago, I asked for something, and it was really flippant how I just asked for something, and I didn't really truly want it in the way that it showed up, but that is the way I asked for it, and it actually taught me a real lesson about vocabulary, the way we use language, and really setting intentions, asking for what we truly want. Now, in particular for you, my beautiful Leo, your second house of cash, property, possessions is starred for you. But this month is all about value, how you value yourself and whether you're getting a good deal for all the efforts that you're putting into your life. So you may be looking at friendships, how you invest in friendships, and how, whether it's reciprocal, if you always do that one friend a good turn, you help them out, but when you need something, they're never there. You may be really sort of like analyzing the way things are going down and taking a bit of a step back, changing the way that you operate. Okay. Now also we have the 8th house starred for you at the end of the month. And again, oh, they want that. Leo, you just made an entry. Okay. We've got the Strength card. So you really have arrived this month, and we've got some really interesting cards for you, okay? It is going to be a difficult month collectively for everybody, just so you're aware. I mean, you've got the Hangman, you've got the World card, and you've got the Revelation card, the Tower, okay? So I feel like you know, you're resolving some sort of difficult issue that you've been going through at this time, and you're taking action, you're moving forward. Now, that 8th house is also about joint finances. So for example, if you've got like mortgages with the bank, you know, that is a joint deal between you and the bank. Or, you know, if you've got a loan with them, you may be looking at paying that off in as much as you can, looking at savings, where you put your money as well. So for example, if you are lucky enough, I mean, all the prices are going up right now and inflation's going up, you know, we got to be realistic about what's going on. You know, you may be looking at where you want to put your finances, what institution is best, where do you feel like your money is safe, and things like that. So, you know, those are the things that will be concerning you. You may not even know why. All of a sudden you're like, you know what, I got to look at my finances, I got to get clear, I got to get organized. And, you know, it's because of the time period, okay? Now, if you know my readings, you will know that a Tower and a Wheel of Fortune, they tend to show up together, which means there is a radical change going on for you in particular in the month of September. And it has a positive outcome, but it may feel a little bit like, how can I put that? It may feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, especially when we're making changes, because I feel like this is a real month of change for you, okay? Let's get straight to the cards for you. We've got the One Who Hesitates. Now, we've also got it clarified there by Surrender, which is the Hangman. So there's something here that you're waiting on, or you feel like now's not the time, or you're sort of analyzing, you know, you may be even looking at the world, because you've got the World card. So you may be even looking at the way the world is going right now and just observing what's going on and really trying to put yourself in a really positive, sturdy, stable position should anything, you know, happen. You know, for example, if there's like, you know, there's lots of talk in the news about recessions and things like that. So you may be trying to sort of rejig your life in some way to put yourself in a really good position, the best position you can for your personal situation. Now, of course, everybody's going to be different. So on a grand scale, that may be what you're looking at this time. But it says here, ponder, delay, confidence. Okay. So, I mean, this could be in a decision that you have to make. Big decisions need to be made in the month of September for you. You're going to get, I don't know if you heard that, my guy just knocked on the table, on the altar, okay? What's really interesting, there's a difference. I want you to be aware of the difference, okay? In order to protect this beautiful wood that I have here, I'm just gonna knock. That's that sound. Okay, oh no, yeah, it's more like this, okay? So they knocked on the, I've got some like PVC glass there. To protect the wood. So it was, you know, that sort of thing going on. So I hope that got caught on the camera because my guides want you to be aware that actually a big decision needs to be made, but you're going to make the right decision for your personal circumstances. Now, I feel as if the only way I can describe your reading for September is like the winds of change coming through, okay? And it's giving me true chills here because there's actually a really positive outcome. What you want wants you. You've got the Lover's card here at the end, so it's about following your heart. And the Lover's card at grassroots is basically about choice, but it's also about what the heart wants. That particular item or situation or person wants you also, Leo. It is like a magnet. The Lover's card is like a magnet, okay? It's like you raising your vibration to match the thing that you want. Remember that Pisces energy that's going to be influencing everyone, especially in the full moon energy? We've got this attraction of dreams coming true and change is happening because of Uranus, okay? So whatever it is you're delaying or waiting on, I mean, all of your cards here, this is a big deal for you. You know, there's something here that you're pausing on, trying to formulate a plan, make a decision on something. We've got the Strength card, so you're very, very strong. And I know that sounds really obvious, but I feel like you're trying to have this inner resolve and be like courageous on something. Leo, you're showing up. It's so important you realize that you're in a stronger position than you think having to make this decision. And you will be very clear and you will move forward. And actually you've got a little bit of luck helping you out as well. Divine timing. Something that you're trying to move forward on, because by the end of September you will have moved forward and you're going to influence the situation in a really positive way. Now this could be, for example, you are holding off to make a decision whether you want to leave your job and get a new job. It could also be that you're about to start a new project, or, you know, there's an idea that you have that you've been really formulating. It could be, you know, moving into a different sector. It could even be moving. It could be, I'm going to pull a card on that because you're radically changing something. And it is for your positive it is for a positive position as an end game for you. But the Strength card indicates a little bit of patience. This card can be like self-control, self-discipline. So for example, if you're saving, because of your 2nd and 8th houses that are really pushing your buttons during this month, you've been really self-disciplined with like spending, but this is a card of composure. You know, they're actually giving me a scene from a movie. It's crazy right now. I really want to connect to that film. Okay. It's also, I'm smelling cigarette smoke or something like that. So, I mean, either someone could be smoking, listening to this reading, or vaping or something like that. I'm just smelling, it's not here. I don't smoke or anything like that, and there's no one here. So, you know, but I'm smelling that as well. So that's just coming through. I mean, it could even be that you're trying to give up smoking, or, you know, because I feel like you're actually becoming a better version of yourself in the month of September. I mean, you're always the best you can be, my beautiful Leo, but you may have struggled recently with a little bit of low self-confidence, or you've been struggling with something, and it's almost like you're facing it now. September is like you're facing the decision. The film that they're showing me, I can't remember really the name of the film. I hope my guides can give it to me. It's like, I see like, it's like Mel Gibson, and he's like a warrior, and is like looking at all these sort of people charging towards him, almost like a battle. It's like an old battle. I want to say it's like a Celtic kind of battle going on. I can't remember. I know the film. I know it, but I just can't think of the title unless my guides give it to me. Braveheart. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. Braveheart. Okay, they're giving me like, whoa, I'm just getting loads of intense historical references to Braveheart being a king. The Lion King, Braveheart, Lion King. Okay, whoa, all these things are coming towards me. I mean, we were clarifying the Strength card there, so perhaps that's the, I'm just gonna let that siren go past. I do apologize. Some people have been saying they can't hear it on the camera, but you know, I hear it quite loudly because I'm so attuned and open at the moment when I'm channeling. So it seems really intense for me. So I mean, I was told that whenever there's a siren present, that means Archangel Michael is coming to someone's aid. Okay, so they're indicating perhaps even in your reading that someone could come with some really good advice towards you if you're struggling with a problem or an issue. Now, they're showing me Braveheart is the name of the film, is what I'm understanding. Yes, I do think it is that. And it's like hold. That's what this character is saying right now. Hold. It's almost like waiting for the right opportunity to take action. So whether that's a new idea or project, I feel you're waiting for the right moment to face something. I mean, it could be facing a fear, but I feel like you're going to overcome that. Okay, I feel like you're coming into your own. When you get this card as well, this is about moral virtue and kindness, compassion. You're so beautiful in your heart, my beautiful Leo, that I feel if anyone's been taking advantage of you, because we've got the King of Wands in this position as well, this is a resistance position. So if anyone's been abusing their power over you, or trying to bully you in some sort of way, or even like make inappropriate advances towards you in either the workplace or in any area of your life, I feel like the truth will out, and there is someone, I feel like you have people who have your back. Okay, so if you're going through situations like that right now, know that the problem will be resolved. Okay, but speaking up about it is important. They want you to be aware of that. That's not going to resonate for everyone, that part, but they're just indicating that you've taken a very difficult journey, my beautiful Leo, and whilst you've been struggling recently with something, they're showing me that you will resolve these issues. Things will become plateaued and they will level themselves out. We've got the card of surrender there, Hangman. So again, this indication of hesitating or waiting. Now, whenever we get the Hangman, it's actually a really positive card. It means taking a pause, to reevaluate, to reflect in order to find a better way or a better opportunity. So it can mean that right now you're putting things on hold to see what is the best route for you. You put a lot of effort into everything that you do. You sacrifice blood, sweat, and tears to be committed to your goals, your dreams, and to prosperity, and your hard work will pay off, okay? But this is a month of like sitting back. The beginning of the month for sure is about sitting back and waiting for the right moment. Also, this is about releasing anything that has made you feel confused or that you've been going through a real test. As you can see, we've got on the gut instinct, we've got like a maze. So you may be trying to really connect to your intuition and found like you don't know which direction to go in, or that you've been going in a certain direction and you keep meeting a blockage. Okay, now of course, human nature, we all have moments of winning, being successful, and of course failing. I always say there's no such thing as failure because my guides gave it to me that way. There is no such thing as failure. There is only learning points. Points where we realize, okay, that didn't work. How do I find an easier way or a more efficient way around this to make it work or find a solution? You know, if you think of the greatest minds of our time who created all the things that we take for granted these days, like electricity, you know, I mean, we don't take it for granted, but we just expect it to be there, you know, sometimes. And you know, they took many times over trying to make something work. And you know, they didn't just wake up one morning and went, oh, I know how to make a light bulb, I know how to make a telephone. They didn't do that. They actually spent many years, many opportunities to try and forge a way and have breakthrough technology. So you know, for that one eureka moment, there's 1,000 other times it did not work. So they want you to be aware that if something is just not quite catching for you, it doesn't mean never. It means not right now. It means you're about to discover something. Because I feel like you're on like the precipice of change and discovery, and you're entering into a new cycle where there is better fortune, easier sort of peace of mind energy. And I feel like if you've been stagnant or stuck in a situation of choice or change right now, you're about to make a breakthrough. September is a big month for you, okay? Surrender to it. You have all the knowledge that you need within you. But sometimes we got to see if there is an easier way. Whenever you've got like a blockage, I mean, there's a star right there for clarity. So whenever there's like a blockage, or we feel, you know, stuck, or we feel we've hit a brick wall in our life, it tends to mean the universe saying, you know what, there's a better way. It doesn't have to be this hard. Discover the easier way, and then you're hitting the ground running. So I feel like sometimes we're sent a roadblock in order to find a better way, an easier way for ourselves, so that we can breathe and have that peace. Now we've got the Temperance card there. Again, balance. You know, it's also a card of harmony and, you know, being moderate in your decisions. So at the beginning of the month, it may feel like, you know, you're just doing your duties, you know, your daily routines, looking at how you value yourself and whether you get a better deal. We're just coming out of Leo season, okay? So, you know, that was all about yourself, your identity, and, you know, focusing on you. And now it's about how you value yourself and how others value you as well, and whether you're getting the best deal. So I feel like you're not being impatient in a situation, but you're mixing things up. You're mixing things up for change. The Temperance card is actually a really magical card. As you can see, the 2 cups there, cups represent love, dreams, goals, and, you know, mixing things up so that they work. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's like mixing the pot to make something special. It's like you've got all the ingredients you need to get what you want. So have that confidence. You are actually finding a way over that mountain. You know, there's a pathway being made clear towards the sun. So I feel like there's a bit of a reevaluation period for you. Now we've also got the one who prepares, formulate, strategize, devise. And we've got the integration card. Now I really want you to be aware that when you get these 2 cards, or all these 3 cards perhaps, even the Ace of Swords, I guess, yep. These 3 cards in this position indicates a real correlation with that Mercury retrograde, which means, you know, if things have been left unfinished, now is the month to get clear, get organized, and finish them. Whether it's projects, whether it's relationships, friendships, you know, even if it's like an ex, even if you don't want to be with an ex, for example, and the ghost of them is hanging over you, or even the experience of it has left a bitter taste in your mouth, or it's making you sort of have a little bit of low confidence, now's the time to cut it out and start new. Because as you move into October, that is a refresh month for you, okay? Now, as you can see, this figure here is like ready to go to battle. And because that film came up, so I feel like it's either like you're leading the troops, or you're holding off on something that you're about to take action on. You may even feel like something that you've been working hard towards for a long time, or you're sort of defending. I feel like this is you going to battle and winning, okay? Because they're showing me like that film may be relevant because you either just watched that film, or it could even be, you know, because I was holding the, or I was clarifying the Leo card of strength, and you know, Braveheart was the Lionheart, you know, king. That's what they're giving me, historical references. So this is about being really brave, having a beautiful heart, and getting what you truly deserve. People respecting you, people appreciating you in the month of September. I mean, they do always, but I feel like they're not really speaking about it, or you're going to be really aware of how people miss you and how people respect you and appreciate you in the month of September. Now, this plan that you're holding back on, you're going to find a moment to take action on it. So whether it is find a new job, move up into a new position, a raise, promotion, perhaps you're feeling like you've been working really hard towards a goal or a dream, and you're always sitting there in the same position. You haven't quite accomplished it, but you're about to have a major breakthrough in the month of September and get what you truly deserve. The World card indicates an end of a tough cycle, but there's still some things that have been left wide open, okay? When you get the World in this position, it's like you got it in the reverse, but by the end of the month, it gets turned upright so that cycles close, okay? This is a card of completeness, of balance, of fulfillment and accomplishment. So whatever it is your goal, and everyone's going to have a different goal or a different idea of success, but whatever it is that you are focused on, that is the thing that you're going to accomplish in the month of September, okay? And again, if you're like me, sometimes I start a project and then I get a little bit like, my interest sort of goes elsewhere, and I go, you know what, I'll come back to that, and I start a new project, and then, you know, suddenly I've got 3 projects on the go, and then I'm like, oh, I really need to start back on that first project. You know, you're actually going to get the organization skills and the concentration and the focus to actually get all of those things done. So you start afresh as we move into October. Now, the integration card, of course, is about balance and things just working out in the most positive way. Perfection. Okay, this is a card of commitment, but you're going to be in the right place at the right time to shift your perspective and see life from the positive, and all things come into focus, and it's like completion and being ready to start anew. So it's like you're at the final destination of a situation where you make a decision and then you're doing something new. So whether that is a new beginning in a career, a relationship, a friendship, or just in your sense of self, where you just feel revitalized in spirits and you have more energy and you're ready to take on the world, you're actually going to feel a lot of satisfaction. And that's about mid-month. Remember, we have that crazy period up to the mid-month with erratic Uranus and, you know, the planet of Venus as well. So miscommunications in love situations or friendships, things can be a bit intense and pressurized before that. You've got the Tower there, which represents like a combustion of all those ingredients, where something sort of is a catalyst for change. We've got the King of Wands. So originally it starts off in the resistance position like that, meaning you feel like you're not ready for something, or you've been feeling like low energy. You couldn't quite connect to that vitality that is natural for you, my beautiful Leo. And you may have felt like, you know, August was a difficult month, but it was less pressurized than September. We seem to be ramping up the energy. It does become easier. And as we move throughout the month, you're going to be in control. Now, some of you may be setting up a new business, for example. This is a card of entrepreneurship, taking the initiative, being a leader, and, you know, sort of having the motivation to start something. So whether it is start that diet, start that new job, start putting yourself out there for a raise or promotion, or whether it is about setting up a new business so that you can be your own boss, there's definitely opportunities for you to connect to that vitality and accomplish great things. This is a card of influence. So you are going to be someone, or you are someone of influence. You have a lot of power and you're really connecting to that as you move throughout the month, okay? Also, I feel like you're really in a good position. When you get the King of Wands, the King of Fire, passion, mastery, you're really good at what you do. You're the best of the best, okay? Confidence is the key. And you may have actually had a lack of confidence recently or a lack of motivation, but that will return in the month of September for you. Also, this is a card of being confident in your abilities and trusting your visions will, that they will be accomplished. See it in your mind and you can have it in your hand. There's something magical about you, my beautiful Leo. You stand out from the crowd naturally. You have that bright spark within you. Don't let anyone dull your shine, and certainly never play small for anybody. This lifetime, you're meant to just be your wonderful, authentic self. And you can be empowered in that knowledge that there is no one else like you, and that is your superpower, okay? Even if you work within a very high-pressured industry where there's a lot of competition, know that you are unique. We all have different fingerprints. It is to highlight there is no one like us, okay? We may have to do the same things, same jobs, same situations, but you put your own personal spin on that, okay? So be confident in your visions, even if they feel a little bit left field or off the wall and a little bit outside the box. That's perfect. In a world where everything seems to be the same, why not stand out from the crowd? That's your birthright. That's who you are. So allow it to shine. Now we've got the Ace of Swords there. Ace of Swords is about your mental clarity, okay? You're very, very intelligent, and you can have sparks of brilliance throughout the month of September, where suddenly you find solutions to situations that have been making you feel confused or stressed. If you've been, mentally fatigued over the last couple of months, you're actually going to sort of have a little pause. That pause is important. Remember, there is purpose in pause. Life does not always have to be lived 100 miles an hour, right? Sometimes we have to kick back, relax, and reevaluate so that we can see clearly, so that we give ourselves time to breathe and actually have focus inwards. We need to go inwards to find clarity, because we've built a very heavy, loud world that is bombarding us with information, videos, energy, sound, and sometimes it's really hard to listen to our intuition. So that's why we get the Surrender card, we get the Strength card, and we get the Temperance card. It's like pause is important. Okay, so it's not taking a step back, it's taking a moment to reevaluate, see where you're at, see that you're in a really good position, and launch yourself from there. The Ace of Swords is also about communication. So if there's someone here, especially a love relationship that you found it difficult to close out a cycle with, I feel like you get closure during this period. But do remember, we do have Mercury in retrograde, which can bring people back from the past. Now, it doesn't always mean a person from the past is an ex and they're coming back. It can mean that people you haven't seen for a long time want to talk. Friends that you haven't heard from college, or reunions. It could also be, people that you used to work with say, hey, Leo, I've been thinking about you. There's a wonderful opportunity where I work. So it's actually a positive spin, because we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers card. Whatever this is that's coming back into your life, even if it's a job opportunity or a house that you lost out on, whatever it is, there's an opportunity to grab it with both hands, okay? This is the card of breakthrough. Destiny and fate intervene and bring you good karma. But it's also about you being very focused and communicating your needs. It's about you being heard, being understood, and sort of like making things clear so that people know how to approach you, what your intentions are, and hearing your voice. So I feel like your voice is actually very, very important. Also, I feel like you're going to get justice for the things that you want. Things are going to start to get a little bit quicker as we move towards the end of the month for you. Especially with this card, expect quick outcomes or results as you move forward. Also, I feel there's a piece of information coming towards you that is awesome. It really helps you move forward in whatever it is you've been struggling with, okay? Now, They're showing me a need to be flexible in the month of September, because things are going to come at you from all angles. They're actually showing me an image right now of someone on a skateboard. So, I mean, not unless you've just taken up skateboarding, or you're listening to this reading and you can see a skateboarder, or you've got a painting or drawing of a skateboarder or whatever, or you just look across the floor and see your skateboard if you've got one. They're just showing me a skateboarder, okay? So it may be relevant in the physical sense, but spiritually, I feel symbolically, this is about the skills of, you know, navigating, being flexible, being able to, at a turn, change direction, at a turn, change direction, you know, and flip, and everything that life throws at you, I feel like you've got it. It's almost like you're in the Matrix, where you're like, you know, in slow motion, because you've got that pause energy, where you're seeing something coming towards you that could be like negative, and you're like swooping to the side so that you actually avoid it. And the same. So I actually feel like you're going to avoid any difficulties by being flexible, and they want you to be aware of that. But they also want you to be aware of how talented you are, how good at what you are, you know, how gifted you are. There's something here, either a gift, I feel like it's spoken word. There's a gift here that you've got that you're not using. So it could be that you take up a pen and you start writing your feelings. Maybe you're writing a book, or you're writing a screenplay or poetry or something like that. They're just showing me a skill that is to do with the voice, spoken word, that you're not sort of exploring, which you will start to explore in the month of September, okay? You may start off doing it just for you, but actually you'll find you've got a real talent for this, and you may explore it a little bit further and make it something that's professional, and maybe even in the future bring a little bit of money in on that as well. Now, we've also got the one who begins. So whatever it is that you've been contemplating or thinking about starting, whether it's a diet, as I said, or putting your resume out there to get a new job, now's the time. As we move into the latter, I don't know why I'm clicking, because, and you know, I was doing all this. This is not something I normally do. So I feel like you're in the flow of things. This is the time to start. You've been pausing, thinking, you've been preparing, and now you're ready, okay? All those cards that are in reverse flip up and you become ready. The King of Wands says, I'm ready. The Ace of Swords says, this is a breakthrough moment. I did it again. I don't even realize I'm doing it. This is crazy. I do apologize if it sounds so loud on the camera. It's not a natural thing for me to do. So either someone is out there and that is their energy, and they normally click their thumb and their finger, then I'm picking up on your energy for sure. It's very strong. But it says launch, actualize potential. You have a lot of potential. Even if you are retired, and I'm still formulating a reading specifically for retirees, so bear with me. You know, it is coming, but I want to make sure it's right and addresses all of your needs first before I connect to my guides fully on it. But even if you're retired, you know, and you're contemplating which move to take, whether you feel like you want to take up a side hustle, whether you want to, you know, travel, whatever it is you're thinking about doing, you're actually starting it at the end of September. It's happening, okay? This is about things blossoming. The butterflies represent change. Now, sometimes change, human nature, we all have a comfort zone. We all have a pattern we get comfortable in. Whenever change is afoot, we start to get a little bit nervous or a little bit uncomfortable, even if we are activating change for ourselves. Ride it, feel that fear, do it anyway. We've got the Tower, which means, it says here, revelation, a sudden realization that why not? Why hold yourself back? Just jump out, just take that leap of faith. This is the card of, if you've been feeling stagnant, or you've been stuck in a situation going round and round in circles, or trying to make a decision or formulate a plan, this is a moment where suddenly all the walls break down and you take a leap of faith. The Tower is actually a really positive card. It's Aries Scorpio energy, and Aries Scorpio is a combustible energy where suddenly it's like revitalizing, revamping everything. It is like suddenly there is a revelatory moment where you reinvent a situation for the positive. So the Tower represents a prison type energy, going round and round in circles or feeling restricted by something. And suddenly there is like a moment of clarity, of change, where the universe intervenes, destiny intervenes in your circumstances. Normally, the Tower is hit by, you know, a lightning bolt, which is a sudden revelation. And it always hits the crown chakra, which is about to know, okay? So it's about trusting your intuition, of course, but something here that perhaps you've been leaning in a certain direction, and suddenly you realize, yeah, that's the way you want to go towards. Whatever it is, you're actually going to take action on it. The figures leap out of the tower to take a leap of faith, because it's better to take that jump, that leap, that launch, rather than stay where you are, because you're just going round and round in circles on something. So there is sudden change here. Also, anything that is not working in your life, in your schedule, in your relationships, friendships, they're all shedding away to bring more positive energy. You're definitely in a cycle of change, and you're following your heart. Okay, these two cards in my readings tend to show up together because they're indicating there is positive change afoot, but at first it may feel uncomfortable. And remember, whatever you're wishing for, because the Wheel of Fortune tends to show up with really good fortune, be careful what you wish for, because it looks like you're actually going to get it, okay, Leo? This is a card of, things working out in accordance with your heart. Being in that cycle to, being in a cycle of repeat, but this time it's working out the way you'd want it. Because as I said, the greatest of minds, they didn't always start up one morning and just find the way. They took a journey of discovery. And if you've been sort of like working hard towards something and you always feel like you're on that treadmill of life and you're just going round and round and round, suddenly the new cycle sees you going around and accomplishing something. So I see you either stepping into a leadership position, promotion, or setting up your own business, or you're actually just taking action, taking the initiative on a new idea or a new way of changing things that brings you what you want, okay? The Wheel of Fortune is a sudden good fortune. Also, your destiny becomes clear. Lots of opportunities are circulating around you in this month, and I feel like you're going to grab them with both hands. It's all about divine timing. Also, if you're taking a calculated risk in some area of your life, your gamble will pay off. Your destiny becomes really obvious, and there's a lucky break, okay? You're going to see lots of meaningful coincidences. They're actually showing me like a white, it's almost like a white, kind of off-white, creamy kind of butterfly. So I feel like one of those is going to fly in front of your path. It's going to flutter on by, okay? That's a symbol from your guides that change is afoot, and you're putting yourself in a really good position. You're getting prepared. Now, this could also be, on a worldly scale, that you're looking at, world events and putting yourself in a really good position. The Lover's card is about attracting what your heart desires. That's at grassroots, okay? So it is about you magnetizing and choosing what is right for your heart. This is a personal decision that you will sort of like eventually come to clarity and make a decision on. But also this card asks you to examine your motives and your values before contemplating which path to take. So it is about making choices, but unifying your decision based on all the sort of like factors. So for example, if you want to move to a certain location, you're like, okay, do I like the area? Do I like the house? Can I afford the house? Can I afford the mortgage? What are the neighbors like? What am I leaving behind? What, will I be able to travel quite quickly to my family, or to the dentist, or there's a lot of factors that go into a decision before you make it. So I feel like you're formulating all of that, pulling it all together, and then deciding. Same with setting up your own business. How do I get there? What am I doing? If you're traveling, the same thing. Now, some of you may actually have put love on hold for a while, because this is a card of soulmates. So if you've been putting love on hold for a while to focus on building your confidence, coming back into balance, you've struggled with self-esteem, or you've had some sort of experience in a relationship in the past, maybe even with an Aries energy. It doesn't have to be, but it could be Aries, Leo, or another fire element, because there's strong fire in your chart. Could also be Gemini, Sagittarius, and Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. So if you've been struggling with closure on a relationship, suddenly everything becomes clear. You get the closure you need, and actually you get a choice. I feel like you could be talking to somebody new in the month of September, and your heart starts to become engaged. It's quite an exciting time for you, okay? But the Lover's card is also about oneness. There's a lot of people out there who comment in the comments box below, and they're like, OMG, I'm going through the same situation. I understand, or I resonate with the readings, which is wonderful. I'm channeling, Spirit's giving me the messages, and a lot of you are going through similar situations. Some people have started to question, how is it that so many people are going through similar situations? Because we are all one. Humans are all one. We are all this one energy. And sometimes I wish we would all realize this, because, every action has a reaction, and it may not happen right in this moment. It's energy. It's like a boomerang. It comes right back. Okay. So it is about realizing that oneness. And when you start to look at life as a oneness, you start to realize that your input will actually gain an output. All the effort and hard work and positivity you put in will come back to you at the right time. Remember, it is a cycle, and I feel like you're attracting your needs, because what you want actually starts off wanting you. You get that thought form. You're given to that thought form, okay? It is fed to you by the thing that wants you, and then suddenly you desire it, and then it desires you, and then you're pulling it closer to you, okay? That's how my guides have sort of explored it and sort of described it to me, and I was like mind blown. But anyway, I feel like magic abounds you, and I feel like you're about to receive abundance in your life, and also know that you're loved. They really want you to be aware that you are loved and that you are appreciated in the month. Well, not just in the month of September, but I feel like it becomes apparent, okay? So very productive month, but at first you start off formulating things. Now, let me see. Final cards for you. We have elk, nobility. I mean, we even had Braveheart and that king of that, that king thing that came up earlier. I don't know what that's all about, but I mean, it may mean something to you. Perhaps you're a historian, or that's a time period that you're drawn to, or perhaps it's a nickname, Braveheart or Lionheart. So please take it as it resonates. We've got elk, nobility, and it says, celebrate your accomplishments with humility. You are crowned with success. Powerful forces guide you. Your ability to conquer challenges is limitless. Okay, so we got that mountain there. Remember, mountains are a way for us to look at the task at hand. And the first thing we do is go, wow, that's a pretty big mountain. How can we climb that? How can we conquer that? But the quickest thing to think is, okay, that's a pretty big distraction. How can I move around that mountain? How can I make it more efficient for me? Do I have to climb the mountain? Or is there an easier route around the mountain? It's not cheating, it's being more efficient with your time and your energy. So don't focus on the big task at hand. It's about focusing on the little details of how to move around it. Then suddenly you've overcome it. Okay, suddenly you're on your way. And we've got those wonderful antlers there, which indicate, you being in a really good position to accomplish what you want, maybe even fight for what you want. I don't feel like it's a physical fight, but I feel like you are sort of like standing your ground on something and you're accomplishing it. Okay, so I'm just going to get a rune before we close. Oh, we got 3. I was only going to take 1, but 3 came out. So the first one here, we have ambition, light. This is the day rune, which is all about breakthrough, growth, personal growth, but also, some sort of goal being smashed out of the park. So that's really, really positive there. I mean, your goal may be to make lots of money and save lots of money. You're going to be closer to that goal than ever in September. Your goal may also be, I just want health and wealth, because health is wealth. I just want my family to be okay and in a really good position. Depends on what your idea of success is. You can have it all, but it's about your focus, because whatever you focus on in this moment, that is the thing that will flourish over other things. Other things will still simmer away in the background and work out, but it's all about our focus. So you need to be aware of that, okay? Now also we have wisdom. So this is the God rune, of course. This is about, apprenticeship, learning, inspiration, and also seeking or getting really good advice, getting divine intervention, knowing that you're on the right path and knowing that you're being guided in the right direction. Now, my readings are not about religion or anything like that. If you celebrate source in some way or form, then of course you're going to feel guidance from your source. But this is about that otherworldliness, that inner knowing that you're on the right track, okay? If you've been having a period of stagnation or inertia, you're going to get divine intervention or some sort of boost of energy that actually helps you smash through any restrictions and move forward. Oh, wow. I love it. Because initially I felt this energy was this rune, but actually I was feeling this one. It's so overwhelmingly strong, and that is the wealth rune. It's cattle, okay? So this is about fulfillment. It's about power. It's about material gain. And if you've struggled or had any disappointments recently, I feel like you will gain on any losses. They want you to be aware of that. Things will work out in a better way. And I know a lot of people are struggling financially at the moment. I mean, we've always struggled, of course, but because of all the things that are going on around the world at the moment, you know, it is becoming tighter and tighter. We're all feeling it. So I feel like there's going to be a catalyst for change on this. But also I feel like you are strategizing with that Virgo energy as we move throughout the September month into October. And you're going to put yourself in a really good position to capitalize on it. Okay. So that's really connected to your 2nd and 8th house of property, value, money, and, you know, putting yourself in a really good position to save a little bit for a rainy day if you're lucky. Okay, I feel like there's a little bit more than what you have coming your way. So I'm gonna leave it there, my beautiful Leo. I hope something resonates in this reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very, very important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Leo. Love and light.